What's up, y'all? How you doing? My name is Gianni Paolo, and you are now watching Growing Up Italian. I feel like I should have went Gianni Paolo.
Grown Up Italian.
Growing Up Italian. Growing Up Italian podcast.
Growing Up Italian.
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 Growing Up Italian podcast.
Growing Up Italian.
Growing Up Italian.
Growing Up Italian podcast.
Growing Up Italian.
Woo! Fast life. My guy made it just in time to take his flight. I appreciate you coming. It's been a long time coming. So what's going on, man? How's your time in New York this trip?
I'm not gonna lie, it's been a little crazy. Thank you for having me. I know we've been trying to do this for a minute.
I know.
But it's so funny because like when I'm in New York, I'm working. We're always like filming, and this was one of the few times that I've came and I had to like get work done, obviously. But even like my homie Garrett was saying, he's like, every time I come to New York, like shit just pops off.
Yeah.
He's like shaking his head over there.
I heard you were hosting a party. Like,
yeah.
I hosted.
Okay, so Thursday. I don't even know.
Give us your schedule. Give us your a weekend in New York.
I don't even know when I flew in. I think it was Thursday. Thursday night, courtside Knicks game. Me and Mike.
Sure. No big deal.
Friday, we walked out Lil Durk at the last night of the Drake concert.
Yeah. Sure.
Saturday, hosted a Hidden Tiger. Sunday, Rangers game. Monday, Growing Up Italian pod. And
that's solid.
That's a nice lineup. That's a nice lineup. I'll take it.
Yeah. People work to people aspire to have like weekends like that.
Yeah. So I have to actually do a better job, which I am because I'm shooting this movie in Mexico City right now. And I'm doing a better job of like appreciating it in the moment because sometimes like when I'm shooting Ghost, sometimes I'm 3, 4, 5 months go by and I'm just like going to work like it's a 9 to 5 and I'm like, no, bro, like you're on a show that resonates with so many people. So I'm trying to do as good of a job as I can to like, even when I was walking Dirk out, I'm like, take it in for a second and then go back, you know?
No, it's crazy because we were kind of talking about it before, but I think the show you're on is like so influential in the major cities.
Yeah.
Like it's the current Soprano and
right.
Like it's that current show like that injects into the culture. Like whatever happens on the show is like what people talk about in the barbershops, like wherever there's discussions, like people talk about the show. But what's the biggest difference between like being on a show like that and then like in a movie?
I would say it really depends. Like everything's different because of how it pops or how it resonates with people. Like I did a movie, in 2019 it came out and they were saying this was going to be the biggest movie in the world. It did really well, but like nobody recognizes me from that movie. A lot of people have seen it. It's called Ma.
Oh, that's the horror.
Yeah.
Horror film. Yeah.
And it was just on Netflix for Halloween, like all that stuff. But like no one like recognizes me from that. Everywhere I go, I'm Braden. It really just whatever resonates with people or pops or this and that. Like there are some guys that I know who have been on television for legitimately 30 years and have done like 7 episodes on that or 15 episodes on that, and they like will go months without anyone even recognizing them or anything. Like me, like if I'm in a big city and I'm going anywhere, like it's craziness.
I think a big reason too is because there's like so many memes about the show also.
For sure.
Like resonates with like people on social media. So not only are you like on TV or TV star, but also social media because so many people like see the memes and stuff. Yeah,
and I definitely use it to my advantage, the social media stuff, because we get such big followings. Like it's just why not, like why not use it to your advantage? And I have fun with it. There are some actors that I know who like fold under the social media. Like I can't take scrutiny. Like I like go towards it because it's fun too. It's like a fun thing to just play around with. You
have that personality for it. I will say you have the most Italian name in history.
Yeah.
Gianni Paolo.
Gianni Vincent Paolo.
That's very, very.
Could have been a pope, bro.
You what?
You could have been a pope.
That would be
Gianni Vincent Paolo III.
That would be sick. I don't think I could host a Hidden Tiger or walk out Dirk, but if I was the Pope, imagine me with my fucking robe on just walking Dirk out.
You could host like masses though.
That's actually true. People will hang on to everything I say.
It's still a party, but
yeah.
But you grew up in Rhode Island, right?
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about like your Italian background in Rhode Island.
You guys have obviously been to Rhode Island, right?
Yeah.
We interviewed Judge Caprio.
Frank
Oh,
Capra,
dude,
yeah.
he's dope.
Yeah.
So I went to I mean, everyone knows everyone in Rhode Island. Like there's like 8. I used to live across the street from his like nephew, and like you know how it is. But yeah, like it just was. It's a pretty Italian place where you know where you come from. If like Cranston's super Italian, they even on the roads, the you know the yellow lines. It's an Italian flag. Like
Yeah. I didn't see that.
I see that.
yeah, even on Federal Hill in Providence. So I grew up pretty Italian, you know, traditional, the meals, all of it. But I also played hockey.
Yeah.
So like I traveled a lot too. So I got to see.
You were drafted by the Canadian League, I saw. Right?
Yeah, in the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League.
So how did that happen exactly? Did you play in the league or?
I didn't play in that league because I wanted to play college hockey. The whole goal was to like play college hockey, and then I wanted to, you know, major in theater and be able to do that at like a great school. Like I was looking at Ivy League schools, but I just made the decision just like I don't want to be 24 moving to LA. Like I was already on power at that point.
Oh,
so
wow.
I'm like, I made the right choice of going out. I turned 19 and I dipped. I stopped playing hockey and I was like I don't want to play hockey for a job. I want to do this. So and it worked out.
It worked out. How did the opportunity like come to your
For hockey wise or acting wise?
No, acting wise.
I legitimately
You were about to be like you were about to go to like a major school for hockey, right?
Yeah, I mean, I still had 2 years left to play junior hockey, and you know, I had like offers from schools, and I knew what the end goal was, but I had no opportunity. I legitimately no agent, I know one person, which is my uncle, and he's a writer, and he was like still trying to. I remember being like, "Can you get me anything?" He's like, "Can you get me anything?" And it's like, so I moved out there on my 19th birthday. I packed my car with my older brother. We drove cross country, and I had like $1,500 in my pocket, and I was like, "I'm gonna fucking do this."
Yeah, that's
And
crazy.
I never looked
bro.
back. Yeah,
That's sick. I respect that so much.
thank you, bro. I appreciate
And
that.
you just got like into the right producer or right like casting agent or something?
I got an agent with it like actually pretty early on getting there. I went on this website called LA Casting, just made a profile. Agent reached out to me, and then I'm just like I was able to figure out the business aspect of the industry so easily. So I was like, okay, cool. Like, and then I can get a manager, and then I'm gonna leverage this manager because he's a good manager to get this voiceover agent. And dude, I had like 15 people on my team, and I'd never booked anything. I remember I went and sit down with this casting director of Warner Brothers, and he like it was funny because it hit me. He like looked at my resume and he saw like I had 15 contacts, like 3 voiceover agents, a modeling agent, this and that. He goes, "You have a giant team," and I was like, "Yeah." And he goes, "And you've not done anything yet?" And I was like, "Nah, I just kind of got here. Like I was there for probably a couple of years." Working at a restaurant, but he was like, yeah, it's like impressive. So I just was able to figure out the business aspect of it. And then I was like, now I have to get really fucking good because the opportunities are going to start coming my way. And if I don't deliver, I'm going to be done. So 5 acting classes a week, 4 hours a night, improv, performing improv on the weekends, sketch classes, voiceover classes, writing classes, everything. Every hour of the day I was doing something. I was up at the gym at 6 a.m. Then I would open the restaurant. Then at night I would have to do self-tapes or auditions or then get ready for an audition the next day. Like I was like, I got to be so prepared that when this opportunity comes, and then, you know, I booked, you know, a couple things on different TV shows, but then the opportunity, which I didn't know at the time was the opportunity, was Power. Yeah. It was season 5. I was supposed to do 1 episode. That's all. It was a co-star. It was like legitimately 2 scenes, and then it turned into
your character.
Yeah, literally the lead of a spinoff with Michael. So, but because I got so good, and I was like, I need to grind and get it. Like I was ready for that opportunity. So then when the director was like, okay, improv, have fun, the next couple takes are yours. I've been doing stage improv for 3-4 years at the time, advanced study at UCB and Groundlings. So then I was like locked in, and then, you know, making them laugh, and then the rest is history.
It's impressive to me, like when someone's that talented at 2 things.
Yeah.
Like I'm not talented at one thing like that, but you're out here like major actor.
Yeah.
You could have went pro, and like even the other stuff you do, like I've seen your podcast before, and you like hold a conversation really well. So to me, it's like impressive that you're literally could be a professional athlete, you're a professional actor. Like it always amazes me when someone's like that good at like that many things.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate it. I just think it's like, I really just think it's work ethic and like just having, if you just know you can do something, you're gonna do it. Like, seriously, if you actually in your mind, I'm like big on like manifesting and like, I know it's so fucking LA of me, but just like truly believing it will happen no matter what.
That's the most LA talk I've ever heard.
Yeah.
That's
Like
LA
manifest
for
is the LA word.
It really is, but like if you do the research and like and watch the interviews and actually see like manifesting such like a white girl, like I'm a fucking manifest. Like it
Yes,
is
queen, you manifested
But I
this.
guess a better way of saying it is like just believing it's gonna happen with every part of you, and it will. Like there's no way it doesn't.
Well, I gotta ask you, how did you turn 2 scenes into a lead role? Like, how did you know those 2 scenes?
The character
Did
that
your
had that
mindset
sort
was
of
like, yo,
effect?
these 2 scenes, I'm just gonna fucking kill it?
No, so like when you do one episode of a show, like you're going into someone's home, their family. Like Michael has been on the show since the first episode.
Since he was a kid.
Right. So there are a lot of actors who have no fucking personal awareness, nothing. They don't like, they just show up place. They think that I'm like, when I get there, I'm like, this is his show. I know what my character's here for, to serve the scene, to move his storyline further.
Yes.
So in no way in my mind was I like, I'm going to take the spotlight from him. There are some actors like you'll do scenes with, when it's your coverage, they'll like lean in and get in the camera. So it's like a trick that actors do. So they have to use the other person's face longer because their elbow is in the way. Actors do shit like that, and I don't operate.
corny.
Yeah, I don't operate like that.
Yeah,
so I'm
corny.
like, I know what I need to do. I'm here to serve the scene for Michael.
You're a team player.
Exactly. So I get to set. Me and Mike didn't even talk one time. Like we said, "What up?" And then we, read the lines of the scene, and then you block it out. So the director will go, "Okay, how do you feel if on this line you go there? Does that work for you?" And then I'll go, "Yeah," or "No, I would rather sit in the bed," and then that's it. So we did that. And then we start shooting the scene. And my character was more like Trace, my brother. Like he was like a lacrosse, uppity douchebag.
Like a Long Island kid.
Right. And yeah, exactly. Fucking
Douchebag,
little
Long
Manhasset kid.
I love that one.
So I knew what I was there for. So then when it came time to like shoot the scene, we did a couple takes, and then the director, who thank God she did this, was like, okay, then the next couple takes are yours. It was like December 22nd. It was a skeleton crew. A lot of people had broken for Christmas already, and it was only me and Michael all day. So they were just like, it was a loose day. Yeah. So she was like, okay, the next couple takes are yours. And that's like, as an actor, like I can do whatever. So I came in the room. I was like, yeah, my lacrosse coach was a dick. If you see that first episode, I like threw the bag on the thing and I was like messing around. And then I saw the pills and I was like, oh shit. So I just added like, cause I didn't want to take away from the story for this one character to come in and do that. But she gave me permission. So then I did it. And then that was it. Shot the scene, went and did that movie Ma. And then I remember when the show came out, all of the improv made it, and then all the written stuff was gone. So I was like, "Oh fuck!" They like really liked what I did.
So you really made your own character,
right? Well, and then that's why like when then I saw it all. They called me. They're like, "Yeah, we wrote your storyline for season 6." I was like, "Oh no way!" So yeah, they definitely. And I remember it was so crazy. I showed up to I went to breakfast. It was like an early 5 a.m. breakfast, and 50 walks in. And he's like, man, you fucking funny. Like, and I was like, how does he even like know what I did? Like I was one scene, 2 scenes. And then I went to wardrobe, and the wardrobe, his name is Frank. He's the fucking best. All the drip you see from Frank. And
he's your stylist? Like,
yeah, he's stylist. Yeah, the whole show, does all the designing. And he said to me, he said, we didn't all think you were going to be good, but he's like catty. Yeah. Like, he's like, we didn't think you were going to be good, but you were good. And for Frank to say that, like, that's a compliment because like, he's not, he doesn't really do that. And then finally went to the table read. And then Courtney, who, created the show, she's, the boss. She came up to me and she was like, I'm so excited to meet you because I didn't meet her earlier. And she's like, you did such a good job that we legitimately wanted to bring you back. Like we made it a thing. And this was just for season 6, never mind the spinoff. Yeah. So
that's great, bro.
Yeah.
How does it feel to have a guy like 50 Cent in your corner?
I mean, dude, it's like
he scares me, by the way. Like I met 50 like 4 or 5. He's a He's a house.
Yeah, he's a big
like he's
dude.
6'3", monster.
Yeah.
And I'll never forget, like we had him at the liquor store because I owned the liquor store next door.
Yeah.
This is when he did like the FN vodka thing. So we did like an in-store. And I'll never forget, like, you know, we sold like 100 cases of his vodka, but like he's intimidating. Like he's scary.
Yeah. It's funny because now I've been with him so much and like I've gone on tour with him. I've been overseas with him. And
I saw that too. Like he brought you out on stage a couple times.
He does it. If I pull up to any show he's at, sometimes I surprise him. But if I pull up to a show, he's like, I gotta bring you out. And I'm like, all right, fine. Fuck it.
It's
Like,
fire,
it's dope. Like, could you imagine? It's so funny because I have a lot of friends, you know, who are in LA or back home or whatever. And they're like, bro, you don't realize like you're living
That's goals.
Yeah,
bro.
bro, it's a
every
dream.
kid's dream that grew up listening to Eminem and 50 and like he's bringing you out on stage. Like even the biggest actors in the world don't even get to do that.
Even besides that, just being friends with him alone is like, but like bring you on stage. And like, you know, we were talking before a little bit about Italian rap and you're super in tune with like everything that's going on. You're talking about Baby Gang, Sfera. Anybody you ask, they'll say 50 Cent inspired them the most.
For sure.
Like he inspired rap in Italy the most.
Yeah, 50 says it best, like
international rapper.
Right, like Eminem bridged the gap from like from just rap in the US. He's like Eminem made it possible for it to go international, and that obviously like then he that bridge there. So then all the rappers go, you know, overseas now, and now you see like the noisy the what is it? They do all the rap around the world in the different countries. And, you know, Baby Gang did one, Rounded Associates.
They do the content you're talking about. Like
it's
vlogs.
crazy. And you see how, like, all those rappers are like,
50
50,
They all say 50 Cent.
It's so crazy to see, like, dude, there's rap in Poland and Denmark, and they all have their own superstars there. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, 50 sells out wherever he goes.
Yeah.
Like, his world tours are crazy. So, to have a guy like that in your corner is impressive. What how did the show with you and Michael happen? Like, because you guys had a podcast together.
Well, people like... So season 6, we started actually hanging out. Like season 6, episode 1, we like saw each other. We were sitting on set, and you know this is our second day together, so we're getting a little more comfortable. And I know I'm gonna be there for a little bit more, more time, more episodes. So I forgot what he had said something about a car, and I'm a car guy. I was like, oh. And then I said something. Yeah, I was chilling with this girl the other night, and he likes girls. He's like, "What's up?"
Wait, you like girls and cars?
But
Can we just become best friends?
It's so funny. It's like such like a fucking like. Wait, dude, you like pussy and engines? Like, but I don't know. We just like I forgot what it was, but we just started talking, bro. He picked me up that night in his car. We went out, and I was like, oh my God, this is my
fire.
Bro, because actors...
Because I always see you guys at like games together.
Yeah, I mean, we kick it like 24/7. Like if I'm in New York, I'm with him, you know, every night. If he's in LA, I mean, we had a house in LA together for 4 months, you know, last hiatus. But if I'm in New York, like we're kicking it. But actors they're weird people, man. They're front runners.
They're artsy people too.
They're artsy. It's a lot of like, and look, I get it. Like promote yourself, but like, there's a lot of people who like clout, who will only want to be around people. Bro, a lot of these like child actors or people like Disney kids or people in LA, bro, you hang out with them, and I'm like, get me out of here. But and you have to like put on a front of who you are. Mm-hmm. You can't say this. They're sensitive about this, like whatever. And I just like that's not the way I operate. Yeah. So when me and Mike kicked it, I was like, oh my God, I could fucking be myself. But the reason why he is like that is because he grew up in New York as an actor, and I feel like that's so different as growing up in LA as an actor. He grew up in Staten Island at his crib that he grew up in, being on Power, and just so happened to have to go to work on Power, but grew up with all his friends.
I think that's all he knows too, because he was like so young
with
the show started. I forgot how old he was, but he's a kid.
Yeah, he was like 12 or 13.
Yeah, like so. Yeah, you know, like from a young age, he's like been in that role and under the microscope for every day.
Right. But yeah, actors, man. I mean, I found a lot that I've gotten close to that, but a lot of them are just if you can't help me.
Yeah, I actually saw a funny video about you. A funny video of you, I should say, of where
I was like about me. I was like, motherfucker,
like
now?
Frank, the food boss.
Yeah.
Their neighbors would Scarlatti.
Oh, I like him.
But I think there was like a video of you and like he was cooking for you maybe, and you're like it was like one of those pronunciation videos.
Oh yeah.
And you were flipping out like. You don't got to say it like that. Like,
you say it the right way?
Bro, he was like, It was something like that. A shoelace or something. I was like, all right, come on, Frank. Fucking pipe down a little bit here. I know you're doing it for the cameras, but nah. He's a good guy.
Yeah.
He cooked for us. It was so good.
But like growing up in Rhode Island, like do you think from seeing like Italian New Yorkers and Rhode Island New Yorkers, do you think we like overemphasize it too much?
No, I think it's very similar. Like it's a similar thing. I don't think it's I love it. Because I feel like I'm home. Like I don't get that in LA at all.
No, not at all.
There's a Italian deli that's right down the street from me. It's called Monte Carlo Deli, and then it's split with a restaurant. It's called Pinocchio's, and it's the best you're gonna get for like any Italian shopping or anything. But like even when I'm in there, sometimes I'm like, okay, like I feel a little bit at home right now. But you don't get that in LA. Like the culture is not. There's no like Brooklyn, New York. There's no Providence.
Everybody says that.
Do you remember when we were in Providence, like? Their little
community
was lit.
Nice community. Yeah.
I liked it.
Like, it's a good Italian community. Have you been to like the festivals and stuff? Like
never a festival, but I've been to Rhode Island twice. But that one time with the judge, it was like walking around with like Padre Pio, like walking, like walking with the Pope. Like we were talking about the Pope. Like,
everybody knows him.
Everybody was stopping him, and he's just like the Italian guy there.
Yeah,
like,
it's so crazy. He's a judge, and like that's how. Yeah, it's like nuts.
The celebrity.
Where'd you
judge.
guys eat there?
Where did we eat that?
Well, it was his spot.
It was like a club that it's like Soho House of Rhode Island.
Really?
You know what I'm talking about? But it was like for
Soho House for politicians.
yeah.
Took us to back alley. He's like,
it was like a place that you have to pay a membership, but then you got to pay for the food too. Literally like Soho, like because it was just empty and it was like a little house that looked like it was 400 years old.
Are you sure you don't go to like Legs and Eggs night at what's it called again? What's that strip club in Rhode Island? Foxy Lady. Foxy Lady.
The other time
he's like, yeah, we paid an entry fee, and then some girl was naked, and then
no, but Rhode Island's dope. I think it doesn't get enough credit for like the community though. Like,
yeah, it's a good Rhode Island. It's a good Italian community there for sure.
You got any like funny stories growing up about like just being an Italian in Rhode Island?
I don't. It's so crazy because it's hard to think about like those times now because it's so long ago when I've done like so much in the past like 9 years. Because I lived in LA for almost 9 years now. Yeah. So
were your parents happy when you told them you were going to move to LA?
My dad was pissed. My mom was like, go, chase your dream.
Go for it.
My dad was like, because he still wanted me to play hockey.
Yeah, I was going to say.
And then,
he's like, you're going to become an actor. You're about to become pro, right? Like that.
Then once he sees me on stage with 50 Cent, he's like, all right, fine.
That's when you got his approval?
Yeah. I was like, oh, it wasn't the movie I did that was in theaters a year ago. He's like, no, the 50 Cent stuff, that's cool. I was like, all right, thanks, Dad.
Yeah, that is dope.
But I don't know. Like, we had, my mom was like the type of mom that cooked for everybody. So like everyone would come over, all my friends, and she would just make, big pasta, eggplant, chicken parm, all that stuff. And she loved to cook, but everyone loves her sauce. And I think I've had it so much growing up.
That you're spoiled with
bro,
it. Like.
But I don't like it because I've eaten so much.
Yeah.
Like as a hockey player, every night it's pasta.
Carb up.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So I would have her sauce so I don't taste anything anymore. So even when I go home and I'm like, I can't. And everyone loves her sauce. So I'm like, I think I just got, too much of it.
Too much sauce. Too
much sauce.
That's what I was going to ask you because, you having a potential to go pro, in hockey.
Yeah.
There's no way your Italian parents are like, all right, go pursue acting. But in a way, you were all in on it. So I'm sure they had to support you in some way, shape, or form.
I mean, like, it's funny because, Italian parents, like, especially my dad, they like the spotlight a little bit. Like, they like the theatrics. Yeah. They like, and I think that in a way, because I was playing junior hockey my last year, I was 18 years old. And that's when I first started doing, like, I did one play at Trinity Rep in Providence. Mm-hmm. And I was doing a little bit of live improv at the Providence Improv Guild. And my dad went and saw it. And he was like, he actually like was supportive and, about doing it, but he didn't think I would ever stop playing hockey for it. Mm-hmm. But there was some part of him that I think likes to oh, he's an actor. Like who, I think now there's a little bit more people from Rhode Island who are wanted to pursue it. Maybe I'm not saying I paved the way, but I never saw anyone from Rhode Island be like, I want to be an actor and move to LA. So I think when I did it, it was something so different and away from hockey.
That's basically like what I'm so interested in because I don't know many people from Rhode Island.
Yeah.
Like I literally know you and
Rhode Island's
the judge.
huge.
Yeah.
It's big, and it's got the most population of Italians per capita. Did you know that?
I did know that. Yeah.
So
That's a nice little Snapple
little
fact.
Yeah.
Whenever we got to quiz someone, that's like, what?
Yeah.
What city has the most?
Yeah.
Nobody says Rhode Island, but yeah.
Yeah. It's a good city though. I definitely love it. The food's great too.
What's your favorite spots over there? Like if you're there, that you got to hit.
A lot of it's changed since I have been in LA, like almost 9 years. COVID, obviously, you know, and then it's kind of like it's a little bit like LA. Like after 4 or 5 years, there's one guy there that owns a majority of like
All the
Federal
spots?
Hill and all that stuff. So he'll change out the names of stuff and put it. It's the same recipes and shit. But Twin Oaks is like that's like a Rhode Island staple. And then Rhode Island has the pizza strips, the cold pizza strips with the marinara sauce on top. Have you
What
seen
about
those?
the Wimpy Skimpy?
I don't love that. That's
That's what it's
yeah,
called.
the
That's
chocolate
pie, right? The chocolate pie.
it's like a spinach pie.
Yeah, that's
Oh.
casertas. I don't really like that. I mean, their pizza's good, but I'm not like a spinach pie kind of guy. I'm a big sauce and garlic guy. I don't even like really fuck with cheese on my pizza that much.
Damn.
So you like eat tomato
You
pies?
Italian, cuz?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I like the tomato. There used to be a spot in the city that did it perfectly. They're closed now because I was the only motherfucker ordering it.
You have to order more.
Yeah, but it was they did a hot tomato sauce and garlic, no cheese. It was called Solo Pizza. It was near my old spot on 13th, and they no cheese. It was so good. And then but Rhode Island does those but cold. So they're sitting out, and people go and they have
They're like little pizzetas.
Yeah, exactly.
like
and then
that.
they do like the pizza chips, the pizza puck things.
Yeah.
Those are fire too. But yeah, I mean, I do like cheese on the pizza, but I love garlic. Like my favorite thing in the world is fucking garlic. Garlic spread, garlic bread, fresh garlic on pasta. Like I'll put that shit on anything.
Keep away the vampires like that.
Literally.
What about LA? Like, because we were talking before we started filming that you prefer LA to New York. I
love LA.
Am I allowed to say that?
Yeah,
Is this fair?
I say it all the time. Yeah.
So why?
You know where I can get a fresh quality pizza with the freshest ingredients? I'm talking like homemade dough, pecorino romano grated in-house.
Of course.
Where?
Cause Auntie's Coal Fired Pizza and Wings. That coal fire is at the heart of who they are.
Oh, they're that spot that's located all in the Northeast, and they have a bunch in Florida, right?
Yep.
Man, I love when you have a good recommendation for once.
Crispy, crunchy, savory, and sweet. Order what you want on Uber Eats.
Listen, guys, from now till the end of the year, December 31st, on the Uber Eats app, you go to Anthony and Son Panini shop, and you get a nice $25 off.
When you use the code Panini.
You gotta use the code Panini.
Terms apply. See app for details. We're very excited to announce a long-term partnership with DeSoto Gastronomia out from Australia. These guys got a really, really interesting restaurant.
DeSoto has a very interesting story. So they're first generation Italian Australians.
They're basically us in Australia.
DeSoto was created in their parents' and grandparents' honor so that they can pay their legacy forward. 100% of their proceeds goes to people in need, charities, and the arts.
DeSoto will be supporting us this year, so you know the content's going to be even better.
Bro, and who knows? Maybe at some point we're going to have to take a trip down under, huh?
I was always curious how the Italian Australians made food.
It's time we find out.
Like,
I don't know. I mean, like first off, I don't love living in an apartment. And if you're in New York City, if you're in Manhattan, you're pretty much living in an apartment.
Yeah.
Like it's rare that, you know, I like driving. I love cars. So like, it's hard to find a fucking garage here and this and that. So the weather, bro, you can't beat the weather.
Yeah.
The second it gets warm here, like right now, the weather's perfect in New York, but in a month or two, it's going to get humid.
Yeah.
And then 4 months from now, it's going to start
Yeah, we
fucking
don't have good
snowing.
weather.
It's like in LA, you know, you're waking up in the morning, the sun's 95% going to be out. It's going to be warm. I'm going to get in my truck and I'm going to drive to fucking Equinox. I'm going to go to Erewhon, get my
That's the most LA
Yeah.
day. So what's a day in the life for you?
Wake
if you're
up.
not acting.
Equinox, steam room, downstairs, go to Erewhon, get my Haley Bieber shake.
That is so LA.
You guys
bro.
think I'm fucking kidding, dude. I fuck
Dude,
with those
that's
Haley Bieber shakes.
That sounds sick, bro.
Yeah. It's so funny.
A house
because-
party at night.
Yeah,
right?
literally
Yeah.
go to dinner, catch steak, and then a house party at night, you know?
And rinse and repeat.
Yeah. Text
That's-
Paris
that's
Hilton
cool.
when I wake up, go to the Chateau. That's fucking kidding.
That's the good life right
But
there.
no, I'm telling, like, I fuck with more people in New York.
That's what
because
because
we're real.
And people always say that. Like, people always like, people are fake in LA. Yeah, because they have ulterior motives. But if you just find your people, which I have, I've had my people for fucking 4 years now. If you find your people that you love, you could just congregate with other people. If you go out, hey, what up? Nice to meet you. Yeah, cool. Oh, you're on this show or you did this? Great. Nice to meet you.
Want to collab?
And yeah. Right.
Want to collab?
But then you don't have to. You're
You
like,
know, you ever
okay.
seen like the meme in about like people in LA is like, yeah, shit's crazy. Like, you know, got a meeting with HBO next week.
Yeah.
Like always like,
Yeah.
you know, like,
Yeah.
you know, I got a meeting.
Main
next week.
character
Like,
energy.
Right.
Yeah.
Main character
It could
energy.
be like that, but what's funny is that what I've found is that the people who actually have shit going for them aren't the ones doing that. Like, I remember, I said this the other night, I've never gone to a club not being known or famous. Never one time. Like, last year the show was airing, so my homie from Rhode Island, his name's Dave, he came out with us on Saturday night. I was hosting, and I was telling Garrett a fucking hilarious story because we went to Little Sister, and you know the show's airing, and every time Ghost airs, like it's craziness. We're going out to clubs.
You don't pay
every
for
night.
any meals in New York, right?
Nah, bro.
Yeah.
No clubs, no meals, no like.
That's how you know you made it when you get like free chicken palms.
Yeah.
Like, for being on.
I'm
not there yet.
That's
I'm
his
not there
gauge.
yet, yeah.
That's his gauge. He's like,
Honestly,
if you got the free mutts, you made it, kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he gets the free steaks. 'cause
Yeah.
Yeah, he gets free steak.
Yeah.
I'm just looking for like a little like free appetizer.
Right.
You know, like,
Antipasto or
don't
uh,
something.
charge me for the apps, you know?
Yeah, free. Send me a nice little arancini on the house. I made it, kid.
But yeah, that's a good gauge. Like, you know, when you're a fucking TV star, you don't pay for shit.
Yeah, honestly, the more famous you get, the less shit you have to pay for.
Wow, it's a
kinda
wild
dope.
concept.
Yeah.
But, you know, good for you.
I kind of like
happy
it.
for you.
That's when you keep
Please,
those
I need more shit. No,
That's when you keep people like that around, though.
right.
Like, yo, that's the guy, the chicken palm guy. I throw the chicken palm if we go there.
Yeah, he's the guy that you meet at the club. He's like, oh, he can get me free mutts. Let's let's hang out with him.
That's me.
That's the New York guy.
Yeah,
Like, see, when I think of Gary, I'm like, that's the guy.
yeah.
Like, if you need a you're gonna call Gary.
Take it easy. Take it
You know?
easy.
Garrett's like, we gotta cut that.
He's gonna be here. He's just gonna blur it out. Lopic's gonna blur it out. So
So we were at Little Sister, and I'm in the corner. So, and you know, lit up a little joint in the club at Little Sister. That's like a white club. Like usually, like, you know, the more blacker or more hip hop is played, like the
more bottles you get, too.
The more bottles we get, and the more lenient they are with weed. We're at Little Sisters, the whitest fucking club you can be at. Like all our section, all black dudes, black girls, and everything else, just white people everywhere.
Yeah.
And I bring my homie Dave, who's white, and he's in the section, and light up, and then he like looks at me and goes, no. And I was like, what? I was like confused. He's like, you can't smoke in a club? And I was like,
that's top energy when you can smoke in a club.
I was like, it's so funny you say that because I didn't know that. I was like looking behind me. I was like, is he talking to me? Like, what are you talking about?
So like, there's a lot of times in New York, like you would have to like hold it down or like take care of the bouncer in the section.
Bro, I'm about to get to it. So then he's like, he come to me. He's like, yo, you can't smoke in here. And I have never not gone to a club and smoked in the club ever. Like, but like whatever. And so then the security guard walks by and he's like this, and the security guard sees me. And he sees Mike, and I'm just like, smoke, you know? And then the security guard goes, just like that. And my homie looks at me and goes, motherfucker.
No, but honestly, like, the temptation of not being able to smoke makes it better.
But I've never experienced that, which brings me back to the point of like, then I started going to the clubs a little bit in LA, being known and, you know, having some success and being like, okay, I could go out tonight. I could go out with some friends. And then being friends with a lot of rappers, you know, you go out with them. And I would see people in the club that have like never been in anything, or they're actors and never accomplished anything. They're just hang-arounds. And it blew my mind because I'm like, I would never even think of going to the club when I was coming up. Like, I was just grinding.
Yeah.
So, and then I started seeing like, okay, maybe if I go to the club like once or twice a week, or a friend's having a birthday party, I'll pull up to Delilah and I'll see the same people who aren't doing anything at the club. And I'm like, oh, like this is your life. Like, this is what you do, is like you're trying to latch on to anything. And those are the people who you have to stay away from in LA. But if you find your people, then like, you don't have to worry about that shit. You have who you have. And like, if you come in contact with them, great. But if not, that is what it is. But in New York, you find more genuine people.
Yeah,
where,
yeah,
you know,
I think so too.
By the way, I got a text from one of my homies on a random night, like, oh yeah, I ran into your boy Gianni. He tried to beat me up.
You try to beat him up?
You squaring up with people?
Did I try to fight someone in LA?
Why? Because you were twisted?
Your boy Gianni, and he tried to fight me. I'm like, God damn.
Oh, you're a hothead. You're a
Well,
hothead.
he's a hockey player. Of course, you're fucking like,
I'm
It's in your
actually,
nature.
I'm actually not. I'm actually curious what
I
happened.
sent you the screenshot. You must have been still drunk. You still on one.
But here's the thing: I don't really like publicly get fucked up or like do any of that. So
Yeah,
that's
me
interesting.
neither.
I'm curious.
like when you said the smoking thing, like I actually don't like people when I don't drink. People are like they think I'm an alcoholic or a recovering alcoholic.
right, same thing.
And I'm like,
bro,
it's not that. It's like I'd rather smoke, right? Like I'll be at a club and like I get the thrill from smoking in a club you're not supposed to smoke in.
right,
You know
right.
what I mean? Like,
You heard my weekend. How many drinks do you think that I had in those?
one a night?
One total.
That would be me.
One total.
That would literally
and I
be
didn't
me.
smoke. I didn't do anything because I think I'm so fucking crazy anyways. That like, look, Garrett's saying like I almost tried to beat up his homie. Like I don't know, maybe. But
And you were sober too, so
yeah, I don't really. I'm the guy. I just want everyone, and I think this is a testament to like who I am as a person. Like I just want people to laugh, have a good time, and enjoy the night. Like that's really what I like love to do. Like even now, I think I've gotten a little bit more comfortable doing it. But I remember like when I first started getting known and power started popping, I'd be around like big people, and I would like maybe be a little timid with jokes or like this and that. Dude, 2 nights ago, I'm in Dirk's dressing room. I have fucking all of OTF there dying laughing in stitches. I'm making fucking crazy jokes. Yeah. So I've like, I think I've arrived.
you do stand up comedy too, right?
I did like years ago when I maybe I was 20 to 22. But I just don't.
It's not for you.
I respect it, and I love a lot of the comics. I've worked with a lot of them, like social media stuff. But I don't love telling the same story. Like that's what it is. You're perfecting 15
You're
minutes.
more into you're more
hour.
podcast, less stand up.
Right. Because with stand up, it's just like it's more about like perfecting stuff. Like my little brother's doing stand up now, and I'm like writing a lot with him, and I love doing that. But like he's already showed me.
So you're ghostwriting for him,
right? But he's already shown me like a couple of jokes that I've written, like the clips 4 or 5 times, and I'm like, I'm already sick of this, and I'm not even doing the stand up.
That's funny.
So that's why I don't still do it. But
Yeah, no, I get it, man. What's like all right? You say you're from all these rappers. Maybe you have another story for us besides Lil Durk. Like Drake himself invited you to walk Durk out, or how did that happen?
So I know Dirk. Mike and I both know Dirk. So we've talked a lot. Like it was so funny even when I was in Europe, he was just like he'll text me like every couple of days and he'll be like, yo, you safe out there? Everything good? And I'm like, yeah, Schmirk. I'm like, I'm chilling. I'm good. And then like we just like have talked a lot. So I knew I was coming out for the hosting. I knew I was coming out for this and a couple other things. So I was FaceTiming him when I was in Mexico City. He's like, how the movie going out there? Everything's good. I was like, yeah, everything's good. I was like, I'm going to be in New York next weekend. I know you guys got a show. I'm going to pull up. And he goes, oh, you got to walk me out. You and Mike got to walk me out. So
That's crazy.
So he asked me, and I was like, bro, yeah, of course I'll fucking do that. But yeah, there's like a lot of rappers that I've, become good friends with. I fucked with Machine Gun Kelly a lot growing up. I liked his music in high school. And one day I noticed that like Slim, who's one of my best friends now, it's his like right-hand guy, his DJ. He like produces all of his beats, everything. And then Rook and a lot of like his, drummer, bass player. I realized they all followed me on Instagram. Mm-hmm. So I looked at Slim's Twitter one day, and I remember I was filming like season 1 of Ghost, and I'm in my trailer. And I see his Twitter, and he tweets like, Power is the worst show on television. That being said, I will be tuned in every week, because he was pissed about all the ghost shit and all that stuff. So I slid in his DMs, and I was like, you motherfucker. Like, we started talking, and then I've just become close with them. So I went on, right after COVID, I went on tour with them for like 6 cities. I rode the bus. He did a show at Red Rocks. Like, that was fucking dope.
Did you like that experience? Like being will you really learn about someone when you're with them every day and traveling with them.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you still feel the same about him after? Or you're like, oh.
Bro, all of those guys are the fucking best guys ever. That's why, like, sometimes I see...
He doesn't look like he knows a good chicken parm spot, though. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, I'd agree with you on that.
You would have to pick, like, the dinner spots because he looks very skinny.
Yeah, I wish I had that fucking body type. But I that's why I don't love a lot of the hate that Kels gets on the internet because... Like, he actually is, like, such a fucking great dude. Anytime I pull up to the studio, like... They're just like loving people and they just want the best for you. They're super supportive. Anytime, like, I booked that, filming this movie, they all texted me. They're just good dudes. And then sometimes you see, oh, like he's fucking this or he's a vampire. It's just like, I hate that shit because they don't know them as a person. They're just, but as an actor, I understand that I'm a public figure in a sense. And I've invited this scrutiny. So it's like the double-edged sword. Like, sure, maybe I'll get like a free night at a hotel or from free fucking apps, but you're gonna get some hate, and I feel like you have to be okay with both of that. But some of the hate he gets, I think, is a little bullshit.
The hate you get, how do you handle that?
I don't get much.
Just say, what do you get hate for?
I get a lot of love. Like the writers have done me well. Where I'm like saving Tariq.
You're not an evil character.
Yeah, I'm like saving Tariq every fucking every finale. I'm like, holy shit! Every time I see an episode 10, I'm like, fuck yeah, dude. This is
Price
going
is
up.
Price is up.
Yeah.
Right, I gotta ask you, being a white guy from Providence, Rhode Island, was it just from power, or how did you become like the cool white kid? I don't understand.
And then you're a hockey player too, so that doesn't translate.
You're so like cultured. I want to say.
I don't know. Like, it's so funny. You see, I post a flick all the time, and it's like, I think I was 7 or 8 years old, and I'm in a G Unit shirt.
Fire.
So like
everybody,
that's what I'm saying. I don't know. It was Eminem.
Your parents blushed you.
Yeah, the earliest I can remember, I think because I was on an older hockey team when I was younger, that everyone was listening to rap already. Like, I was like 6 and they were all like 9 and 10. And they were all already listening to like rap. And then I don't know how, but I just have a distinct memory of listening to Eminem show in my room, fucking rapping in front of the mirror. And I'm legitimately 6 years old. And that was like the start of just being cultured. And then, you start, I feel like once you're into hip hop, like, it doesn't go away. Yeah. You start watching, MTV, and you see the music videos, and you see,
get even more into it.
You see 50 with the cars, and like you see MTV Cribs. Like, I wasn't looking up to fucking Blink 182.
Yeah, I was literally gonna say Blink 182.
Yeah, that like.
So you can't you don't listen to Blink 182. Like, let's say I played All the Small Things. You don't know the words.
I know those ones because like I'm tapped into the culture. You know what's so funny?
My range is crazy. Like, I can do Blink 182 and I can do like West Side Gun. You know? Like,
yeah. But I've seen like Travis around Kel, so like I'm like familiar with a lot of it. But growing up, it was all hip hop. Like even as a kid, Mobb Deep, and like I'm 7 years old and I'm going into the hockey locker room, and then I'm putting the older kids on to like hip hop and this and that, and like that doesn't leave you, And then you got fucking Get Rich or Die Trying comes out. Then you got 8. It's like,
what year were you born? I'm
96.
Yeah, all right. So you're like us. You're like me. Now,
what year are you?
I'm 95. But you had a MySpace?
Yeah. You what?
You had a MySpace?
Yeah.
Did you have a backwards hat in your profile picture?
Bro,
because that was me.
I'm not gonna lie. I think I had a fucking do-rag on it.
What was your MySpace song?
Bro, I used to change it like all the time. What I can remember,
because you could always remember one. So mine was what's that G song? Whoa, 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 whoa.
Oh
yeah. Whoa. Yeah, Rider Part 2.
Yeah. Dude, what I can remember is Chain Hang Low.
Do your chain hang low.
That was like one of my MySpace songs. But like, it was so funny because I remember like I had this sidekick, and it was the Dwayne Wade sidekick. It was my first cell phone.
Dwayne Wade?
Yeah, he did a collab with Sidekick. It was my first cell phone, and my ringtones would go off in class. It was like Coffee Shop by like Young Jock and Gorilla Zoe, and the teachers are like, "What the fuck are you listening to?"
Did you have a Sidekick and a Nextel at the same time?
Nah. What am I, a construction worker?
No,
like a fucking Nextel?
That was when like you were the fucking gem.
It
was like a year.
What the Sidekick
because
looks like.
the Nextel was like for like,
right.
Yo, where you at? And then the Sidekick was like so you could have aim. So like technically like so you could have texting.
Right.
Like wherever you are, because back in the day you would have to like use dial up to like go on AIM. But then with the sidekick, it's like you had texting all the time.
Yeah.
Like that's the first time you really had texting at your fingertips.
And after that was BBM.
Yep.
BlackBerry days.
Messenger. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, AIM was the original.
AIM was
like, yeah, that's what you would ask people, like, what's your screen name? Like,
Yep.
and that's how you would, like, you text people.
So you
back
just
then.
always been in tune, pretty much.
Everything, dude. Dude, I remember, you don't know what's the craziest story ever. I was probably 10, 11 years old. And I was always the cool kid in the locker room. I was making everyone laugh, all this stuff. And then one day I came in with these Bapes. I was 11 years old, 12 years old. I had the red and yellow Bapes. I forgot. I think they were the Flash ones. And I came in and like the whole team turned on me. They were like, I legitimately remember they were calling me like Ronald McDonald and all this stuff. I'm like, bro, I was the guy. What the fuck happened? Like everyone like turned on me.
You never wore those again?
Bro, no. And then one of the kids, like, he was chirping me so bad, and I cracked him like this. And then I wound up leaving that team. And I stood on business with the fucking Bapes. I stood on business with the Bapes. And then they were like, because my first, you know what's so crazy? My first concert ever was Lil Wayne. And I used to wear that concert tee everywhere. So then I came in like another day and like I was wearing like a Wayne tee and they're like, oh, he thinks he's this, he thinks he's black. Like people would say that shit to me on my team. And I stood on business and I was like, and it's so crazy that where this has come to, I was like, I fucking knew I was right.
That's so funny.
Fucking knew I was right.
It's true.
You had True Religion jeans on?
Yeah.
Would you have?
True
Religions are
that
back.
came after though, but I was wearing Trues in high school, and then I did the whole like I was collecting the sneakers. I went on RIJs, was selling all the kicks. Like I think I've been through like every phase of like what a white kid being tapped in could have been. Yeah. I sold the kick. I just didn't cut hair. That's the one. That I feel like every white kid that was like Italian or because it's so close. They all cut hair now. They all cut hair.
All the kids similar to you?
They all cut hair. Yeah. All the kids that were like, it was weird because growing up, like if you were tapped in, you were super Italian. You had like the fucking pole. You had like the
tape up.
Yeah, the tape up, or you wore like you were wearing FUBU or you were wearing Babe.
Ed Hardy?
Ed Hardy's big.
Did you wear Ed Hardy?
The Ed Hardy is all right. Here's the line, and I did, but here's the line.
I wore one shirt too.
Ed Hardy's here, and like Jordan's here, and then there's like that gray area of like Polo and Lacoste and all that stuff. So once you get to the Ed Hardy, then you go a little bit Jordan, Polo, and then you're like you're gone. You're into FUBU and like you're into like Sean John. Like
Sean John.
you once you get over the hump. But I was
about
always
Mecca? You remember Mecca?
No,
The brand Mecca.
No.
You remember Mecca or no?
I do.
What was how do you pronounce the one that's ENYCE? Nietzsche. Like
No, I never wore that one.
you remember that, right?
That's if you were buying G Unit mixtapes.
Yeah.
Wait, so
I
where's
remember I
Echo?
was Echo too.
Where's Echo on that list?
I feel like Echo's a little before FUBU. And, like, there's a lot of white kids that were wearing Echo. They just like, you get at like Bob's discount store and you get what I'm saying?
Funny. I have a shirt when I was like 8 with an Echo shirt on right there.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a flick of
It's
it?
on the
That's
wall.
so
yeah.
funny.
I thought
Yeah,
it
I
was
was
cool.
like, I thought I was the man with those shirts. I remember when we would go back to Italy like every summer, and I would like bring like these Jordans there, and they're like, these things are so ugly. Like,
Yeah, what
I
are you
never
wearing?
forget. Like I had
Jordan.
You remember those hair 7s?
Oh, yeah,
They were
yeah,
like
yeah.
in a pack with
Yep.
the 18s.
Yep.
I remember I brought them to Italy, and people were like, I was like, yo, these are the best. And they're just like roasting me, like they're like, and they're just like talking about like regular Air Max 97s, like that's like the different style from like Europe and here.
Loafers. I will say, I love going to Europe. I love like Italy, but like, fix your fucking style, man. Like, get with the times.
Really?
Holy shit.
I think it's the fashion capital. They're gonna hate
Well, yeah,
you.
like the Italian
Yeah, but
artists
like
dress-
everyone's wearing a trench coat. It's like, dude,
They take
off
their
the
style seriously.
put an Balenciaga jacket, put an off-white jacket on, get some Amiris, and call it a day. It's like, take off the trench
to
coat.
get an
pal.
espresso, they dress all the way to the
remember,
nines.
remember that time? Like we were literally with Sfera and Mike Amiri in a studio session. And
Light,
I
brag.
feel like them, like those dudes know, like like the top tier guys are like on some like drip shit.
Yeah.
Like even when they come here, like
because I feel like you get so bored. Like that's why you see people, the huge rappers, they're wearing crazy shit because like the normal stuff just isn't. You're not looking in the mirror and go, oh, I like fly anymore. Because you're just in like, jeans and a tee. That's why you see fucking spikes out of people's heads.
The
and like
things you'll see is the feathers. Like,
Yeah.
the ripped jeans that look like there's feathers on the jeans or like on the jacket. To me, that's when we've lost control. Once you start looking like a bird, like literally.
You were some
He's
crazy
so
shit.
funny. He's like, yeah, I was with fucking Barack Obama, Mike Amiri.
But bro,
Offset,
like
dude.
with Mike Amiri, I was just like, I'm too big to wear Amiri jeans.
Yeah, that's fair.
So like,
yeah.
you know,
He's like, Madonna told me I couldn't wear the. It's okay. I name drop a couple times too, so it's fine.
Mario Bosco over here.
Yeah.
listen, 50 Cent to Mike Amiri were a little.
Yeah. I mean, Mike, he wasn't really wearing anything crazy that night. Now that I think of it, it was just those.
Yeah, he
plain,
wore like cargo pants.
Yeah, you know.
There's a flick on the gram. There's a flick.
Yeah.
It's in one of my rotations.
He's got to back up his
Yeah.
Statement, you know.
It's okay. Hold on. Dirk texted me a bunch, so I gotta see if I can find it.
Yeah, that's funny. Well, we got the Scarlattas here. We're about to film a fun video, but what's next for you? Like, what can we expect to see from you in the next 10 years?
Season 4 of Ghost
get it.
airs June 7th. Fucking can't wait.
Tune in,
It's
tune
an
in.
unbelievable season. I think everyone's gonna love it. It's the end, baby.
Price is about to double or what?
Price about to quadruple, my guy. Holy shit! I'm gonna be hanging with him and Cher.
Free chicken palms, cuz. Free chicken palms.
Hanging with me and
Fucking, you think me and Cher don't get free apps?
no, they're gonna get like all the mac and cheese balls you want.
Yeah. I'm shooting a movie right now in Mexico City. It's called Trust. It's with Sophie Turner, Katie Seagal, Billy Campbell, Reese Coiro. It's gonna be fucking.
Awesome.
It's gonna be huge. It's gonna be in theaters. I can't wait. And then we'll see what happens.
We're
this
excited
year.
to see what the future has in store for you, bro.
I'm gonna come back. So
absolutely.
when right before Ghost airs, I'll come back. We'll do another little
Absolutely.
pod.
Let's do.
It was a
You're
pleasure.
always welcome.
Thank
was
you
a pleasure,
guys.
man.
Thank you guys.
Best
I
of luck,
appreciate
man.
it. Thank
Make
you for
sure to
having me.
follow Gianni. We're gonna put his Instagram in the description.
Take it easy.
Going out.
Thank you guys.